Oilers, you got a great offense with Connor McDavid. So I have them sweeping them.
Yeah, well, I don't think you heard my point. The San Francisco Giants have 3 more in the 2010s than the Rangers have in their entire history. So, yeah.
It's hard to get back and to get back-to-back wins. And I don't see the Lightning doing it here, so I have them losing to the Hurricanes in 6.
We don't talk about the 2010s because the 2010s had the Astros. And if the Astros didn't happen, the Yankees would have won in 2017.
He was close to Frank Reich, and they want Frank Reich back, so that's what they got. It's their discount Frank Reich.
Kaprizov and the rest of his crew. Jordan Greenway, who doesn't get enough props. He definitely is somebody who needs to be mentioned more.
Hi, this is Julie Dobbs. You're listening to Outsiders Opinions with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our NFL Opinions of the Week. This is something that I think we did predict this, Austin, about the Joe Flacco being the starter for the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, I think we said to start the season, yeah. I do believe we predicted this, and I think it's the right move. We talked before about how rookie QBs can struggle out of the gate, especially when they're in an offense like the Browns offense that right now doesn't have too many bright spots. Sure, you have Njoku and Jerry Jeudy. You have some question marks in the running back room. Their O-line is okay, but I do feel like Joe Flacco will be the starter for at least a little bit because of how hard their schedule is. But really the question I wanted to ask for this video is, when do you think Joe Flacco will not be a starter? Do you think he'll start all 17 games? Do you think he's going to start 10 games? Which week or how many games do you think that Joe Flacco will start before any one of Kenny Pickett, Shedeur Sanders, or Dylan Gabriel takes over?
So, yeah, it is the right move as well because he's someone that knows the system. But the problem is the Browns are not going to be a competitive team. It'd be shocking if they – wouldn't be too shocking because Joe Flacco did have success with them. But it is something that we will have to see. But I'm going to say week 6. Week 6. Because then they start to realize, okay, we want to see something different.
Do you think that record influences that? Or do you think this is a decision that's made already just to kind of give the guys some time to learn from veterans and see NFL defenses in person? What do you think really would be the cause?
It's a record decision.
And what do you think the record would be?
I'll go 2-4.
Okay. So you think he starts the first 6 weeks. In those games, they play Cincy, Baltimore, Green Bay, Detroit, Minnesota, and Pittsburgh.
Hey, actually worked. 2-4 could work.
Who do you think they beat?
Cincy, because Cincy's defense stinks. Pittsburgh.
Okay, so you think they lose 4 straight in the middle to Baltimore, Green Bay, Detroit, and Minnesota?
Yep.
I think that he'll start at least the first 8 games. Their bye week is as week 9, and I think that they would want to go into the bye week where they play the Jets afterwards to kind of massage a rookie QB in. I think if their record is 4-4 or better, that he will stay the starter. And those 2 next weeks, they do play Miami and New England, so it is possible. But I think if they're 3-5 or worse, that Joe Flacco's not named the starter for week 10 when they play the Jets.
Yeah, that's fair, and it's good. So, speaking of bye week, so I'm assuming they choose a rookie, not Kenny Pickett.
Probably.
Okay. In my scenario, I have him going Kenny Pickett.
Okay.
So, but it is hard to tell because, and I really want to know how many quarterbacks are they going to carry on this roster?
I don't know. That's a good question. I can see them carrying 4.
I think you have to carry 4 because as much as Shedeur fell, you can't really leave Shedeur off because the team's going to pick him up.
Yeah. That's
and then
true.
You can't do it with Dylan Gabriel either.
Yeah, I could see them keeping 4 on the roster. but that could be very detrimental to their depth.
Yes, absolutely. And Kenny Pickett they traded for, so they at least see something in him. It's a really confusing quarterback room.
Very. And it's something that I think is going to have some turmoil and some things to work through to actually shake its way out by the end of the season.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see what happens. And some quarterbacks are, I think Kenny Pickett was dealing with an injury.
That's true. Gabriel's dealt with some injuries. Even Shadur's dealt with some injuries. I think that's why they have not played Joe Flacco yet in the preseason.
Yeah, and it may have already been decided Joe Flacco is going to be the guy. I think it is the right move, but the only reason I would see it happening is for a record move. So if they're playing well under Flacco, Flacco's a starter for a majority of the season if they are playing well. But it is, if they have a bad stretch, they decide to shift at QB, and they might go to Shador for attention.
That's true. That's true.
So let us know your thoughts in the comments. We appreciate you listening to Outsiders Opinions.